In 2017, the legislature passed a bill protecting employees who report waste, fraud, or abuse from retaliation. They are protected from disciplinary action, demotion, termination, reassignment of duties, or anything that adversely affects them. That brings us to the question of so what? What are the means of enforcing the Code of Ethics? To start with, you must rely on your own conscience. As a public employee, you're expected to rise to the public trust, to have a heightened awareness of and respect for your position and your access to public resources. Any easy rule to remember is this: if the action seems questionable, don't do it. At least don't do it until you've had a chance to talk it over with someone. Second, use your voice. Speak up. Ethics are part of working in the public sector, and we shouldn't be afraid to talk about it. Part of rising to the public trust is courage. The courage to question another employee's behavior. Do this privately with that coworker. And if a coworker questions your behavior, listen. He or she may perceive it in a way you never thought of and might have a valid point. Third, your agency has a responsibility to uphold the Code of Ethics. Every employee has a responsibility to live up to the Code of Ethics. When there's a gap between expectations and an employee's behavior, discipline is the means of closing the gap. Serious breaches of the Code of Ethics can result in discharge on the first occurrence. Check out your agency's policy on ethics. It might be called the Code of Ethics, Standards of Conduct, or Ethical Standards. Some agencies have raised the bar for their own employees, expecting higher standards that are even in the law. And this is legitimate. Your agency wants to prevent even the appearance of impropriety. The legal level of enforcement involves a complaint brought to the Commissioner of Political Practices. Any person can file the complaint, whether it's a coworker, your boss, or a member of the public. Be aware that civil penalties can be the result, anywhere from $50 to $1,000 for each violation. The commissioner can tack on the costs of dealing with the complaint. This comes out of the employee's pocket. A violation may result in disciplinary action. The commissioner can recommend it, or the agency can decide on its own. A far easier and better activity than enforcement is prevention. The more you are aware of the legal and practical aspects of the Code of Ethics, the more likely you will avoid ethical problems. You can increase your awareness by reading the state's ethics policy and standards of conduct. Your agency may have its own policy, so be sure to check into that. Finally and primarily, ethical conduct begins with each of us as state employees. We are entrusted to serve the public trust. It is a matter of conscience, courage, and pride for each of us to do so.